Hello, everyone, and this is going to be the first ever episode of a new hockey podcast named Press Y. I'm Dylan, and this is the co-host Russell.
What's going on?
And this is basically just a rundown hockey podcast. We talk rumors, updates, trades, and in this case, playoffs. Playoffs are currently going on, and first round. That's probably what mainly we're going to be talking on and focusing on today. So, let's just dive right into it. Let's just cut right to the chase. Now, first series we're going to be talking about, we're going to go from west to east here. First series that we're going to be talking about, the series is already over, which we were kind of late to. Vegas versus the Jets. Vegas 1-5, 4-1 against the Jets. Now, what do we really think about this series? Was it like just a dominant series, or was it kind of a hard fought series from the Jets? Just Vegas kind of overpowered.
I think from what I saw, and it wasn't a lot because it was the late games, but Winnipeg had that one good game.
They did.
And outside
game one, yeah.
Yeah, outside of that game, I think Vegas pretty much shut them down.
Yeah. That's going to my other point. Hellebuck played very well in the regular season, just incredible. And he didn't play well in this playoff series. A lot of goalies that played up to their potential in the regular season aren't really playing that great right now, which we'll get into later with the Eastern Conference. But that series is over right now, so we're not going to really focus much on it. So now we're going to go into the next series. Now, this one is one of my favorite series right now, and this series can be a real sleeper. Dallas versus Minnesota. I really like this series. And from now on, we're going to be doing predictions on like who will win the series and how many games. And it's kind of cheating since we already have an insight of round one, but still, it cut us some slack here. So, what do we think of the Stars Wild series?
Well, being that the Stars are up 3-2 right now, I'm probably going to have to give the nod to Dallas. You also hear news that Zuccarello hasn't been on the ice. He's one of the catalysts of their team. Kaprizov is probably not 100% healthy. He had to sit out a lot, the end of the season.
Yeah.
Came back, so he's probably not too healthy. I think he only has 1 point up to this point of the series. So I'm going to have to go with the Stars.
I'm going to have to go to the Stars here. And here's another thing. This is probably one of the best goaltending rounds in the playoffs right now. Gustafsson has been playing out of his mind, keeping the Wild in this series. Because if Fleury was in net, I believe Stars would have won it in 5. Gustafsson has stolen a game, maybe even 2. We're filming this on the night of Game 6 tonight at 10:30. Gustafsson could even steal another one, but can we talk about Jake Ottinger, dude?
Guy's on fire.
He is so good. Like, right now, he is shutting down the Wild. As you were saying, Kaprizov, obviously Zuccarello hasn't been on the ice in a while. Foligno, he's been just shutting down all of these guys that were successful in the regular season. And we saw it in last playoffs.
Yeah.
With the Flames, he was out of his mind. And like that one shot that Gaudreau took, like no one's saving that.
Yeah, he's been very, very good. He's a big goalie, strong, and he always seems to wind up in the right spot.
Yeah, he's calm. He's not nervous. He just plays net.
Yep.
That's really what he does. And now we head on to our next series. So as you can see, we don't want to take up too long. We're just going to go series by series by series. And Avalanche versus Kraken. This series is split, man. Like, I really think this is split. I'm gonna let you talk first because I'm thinking of what to say right now.
All right. Well, the Kraken are up 3-2 with a chance to close it out tonight. They're in Seattle, I believe. So that's a home game for them to close it out. And I think they're going to do it. Unfortunately for the Avalanche, they had a great season last year. They had a pretty decent season this year. But I think the injuries and the amount of quality players that they've lost, it's gonna hurt them. And if they don't do it, if they don't lose this series, I can definitely see them losing the next one.
Yeah, against either the Wild or Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, Makar had to sit out of the game.
And that was, I was heading there. Makar, very, very stupid hit. Just, I don't care if he even thinks it's going in to the corner. That's a very dumb and very dangerous hit for, who was it that took it? Schwartz?
No, it was the guy that scored 40 goals. I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, me too. But very just stupid hit. I know the guy had to sit out for a game.
I think he's out. He's out for the series.
Yeah. You can't elbow a guy in the head. Regardless if it was the hit when he's going to play the puck or not, you can't hit a guy in the head. And the Avalanche, they haven't, obviously, also, the goaltending change. Georgiev, not a great goalie. I mean, we saw it last year in New York. He's been awful for the past 2 or 3 seasons. I know he was kind of serving as our part-time starter for a while. If you can't tell, we are on the East Coast and we are Rangers fans. The two of us. So we saw him last year. He's not that good. He only works out as a starter and he's still not great.
I mean, he had a pretty decent season. I don't think it's fair to say he's not great.
Yeah.
He's been doing a pretty decent job. There are guys in front of him that need to do their job as well.
Yeah, they're Avs defense has been in shambles. Makar, he doesn't have the season that he had last year. If we're being honest, he had a Norris season. He had a great season. And I don't think he had that.
I think he was hurt for a lot of the season as well.
He was as well.
So that's definitely going to take an effect on you.
Especially to a team that can do well in the regular season up to the first round, and that kills your momentum a lot. Losing your star players. Also, McKinnon, I believe, was injured for a lot of the season. They have no Nichushkin, no Rantanen, no Landeskog, losing their captain. It's just in shambles there for Colorado. And I don't see them getting back in the series. I have Seattle in 6. I have them closing out the series tonight.
All right, there you go.
And now we head into the last series of the West. Oilers versus the Kings. And this series has been up and down, man. That one game, I think was it game 5? But it was back and forth.
I think
they scored.
LA was up 3-0 after the first period.
Oh my goodness!
And then Edmonton came back.
Man, so game 3, it was 3-2 Kings in overtime. Kings like to pull games out in overtimes in this series. And then it was 5-4 in game 4. That's the game I'm assuming they came back in. And then game 5, they scored like 5 goals in the first period combined with both teams. It was insane. Because me and you were watching, we were, what the hell?
And nobody likes to play defense much in
Yeah,
that series.
no, we're good. But I'm not going to lie. I have Kings in 7.
I'm going to go Edmonton. I just think they have too many. I mean, they have arguably two of the best players in, like, number 1 and number 2 player in the game. I just think that's a lot. You can't put them on a power play.
Yeah.
They're almost automatic. I think they had the best power play in NHL history this year.
At least percentage, yeah.
I don't see Edmonton losing 2 more.
I just think that it'll get to them. Like, for some reason, it's a weird position to be when you're the Edmonton Oilers. Everyone thinks you're gonna win, but anything can happen really in that series. So, I think Kings in 7. I mean, it's gonna be a good series still. I mean, but I think they play tomorrow night at 10.
I think they have 3 nights off in a row.
Yeah, that's the same thing that happened with Maple Leafs, Lightning, Devils, Rangers.
No, they had 2 days.
Oh, really? They had 3?
They have 3 days off.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we are going into the Eastern Conference Series, and we're going to go top to bottom. The one that's playing tonight, Boston versus the Panthers. Panthers are currently winning. It is I believe, second period. Yup. 10 minutes left because we're halfway through. 3-2 Panthers currently.
Yeah.
And the Bruins, with that awful turnover in Game 5 with Ullmark, and that ended the game. Tkachuk obviously burying that game winner. So, honestly, this can go either way now.
I can't say that I'm confident in saying either team will win, but I can definitely see Florida winning tonight, and then anything happens in Game 7. We know that.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Krejci being out probably hurts. I don't know if he's playing tonight or not.
Bergeron was out for a couple of games.
He was out, and now he's back, and they were up 3-1. He came back, and that
they've looked worse.
I don't know if they've looked worse, but I don't think he's helped them all that much. So it looks like Krejci is playing though today. So I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see.
But yeah, and honestly, upset alert. I have Panthers in 7. I'm not gonna lie. Seeing these last 2 games, they have all the momentum right now. Like, Florida is bumping right now. Like, if you watch the game, it is going in there. Like, all the fans are alive. It's unreal. Yeah. So, like, and that Tkachuk goal, the second goal, I felt like that was like game changer.
That was a little pop pass off the pads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a great goal, as well as the Tkachuk has really stepped up. He ended that game 5, and now he could send the Bruins packing back to Boston. But anything can happen. Still, half a hockey game left, 30 minutes left in that game, so anything can happen in that game. So now we move on to the next series. Toronto versus the Tampa Bay Lightning rematch from last year. And I was looking forward to this series. This series was going to be good. And just with this star power on Tampa, you would assume that they win. But Toronto just matches it. Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner. Is Bunting still out? I believe.
I think he's back.
He's back tonight, I believe. That was a bad hit. Speaking of stupid hits, Makar, you're not alone. Because that was a really dumb hit. Guy didn't even have the puck, man.
Yeah, you got to be a little smarter than
Yeah,
that.
guy didn't even have the puck. It was on the circle. He hits him in the head at the goal line. Like, that's just the stupidest game penalty that you can get. But, it's a hard series to make out. With Tampa's win, I believe, last night, it's a split series.
Yeah, it's
This one tough.
If Toronto loses and they don't get out of the first round again, you have to expect that the whole team's going to be disbanded.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
Yeah, like Dubas, I know that he's not going to be happy. He might even get fired.
I'm pretty sure he won't be around to do anything about it.
Yeah, Dubas has not really done anything.
I mean, he's put together an excellent team, but at the end of the day, if year after year they're not doing anything in the playoffs, you got to do something. You got to do something to change it up.
Yeah, you have to get a coaching change or a GM change or something just to get them out of the first round. They have not been out of the first round since 2004.
Wow.
That is a long time. That's 19 years. I was not born yet.
No, you weren't.
I was not born yet. That just shows something. And that's awful. You have to make it out of the first round in this. And that's why I have Toronto winning in 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Toronto as well. Although Tampa Bay is making it pretty difficult for them.
Yeah, especially last night. I mean, 4-2 wins pretty dominant. Even though the score doesn't say it.
I think it was 3-2, and then they had an empty net.
Yeah, but that's a dominant win. The score doesn't show it, but that's a dominant win.
Okay.
I mean, they were just getting dominated all over the ice. I mean, they rarely could even pass it. I mean, it was just a dominant game for the Lightning, and I really think that they're just gonna carry that in. They're gonna go 3-3, and then they're just gonna wake up Toronto, and then they're gonna close out. So on to our next series, Carolina versus the Islanders. This series is getting good. Originally, you would think, oh, okay, Carolina in 5, not really big of a deal. No, the Islanders have made this a series, man.
I actually think the Islanders are set up for playoff hockey.
Yeah,
their team was built to play in the playoffs, and it's actually one of the reasons why I would prefer the Rangers play the Hurricanes rather than the Devils. I know we'll get there in a minute, but Carolina doesn't give that same speed and tenacity that the Devils give all the time, and the Islanders can kind of lull them into their kind of half-ice game, and I can definitely see the Islanders winning this one and then taking one in Carolina. Carolina has also lost Svechnikov and
Pacioretty,
so that's some firepower that they don't have.
Yeah, especially Pacioretty. Pacioretty had that, I believe, an ACL tear.
Yeah, and he came back, and
he came back, and then he tore his Achilles.
Yeah,
and that's a tough loss for Carolina, especially same with Svechnikov. Just he was crossing over, and his ACL just tore, and that's rough loss again. And let's see what happens, man, because I'm not going to lie, I have Islanders winning this series, man. I really do. Just, they're such a good team, especially in the playoffs. They're like, as you said, they're built for playoff hockey.
Yeah.
They can easily lure you into that, shoot Sorokin in the chest. Like, that's it. Shoot him in the logo, and that's it. Play over, get it back down the ice.
Yep.
I said this before the series to you, or I don't know who I said it to, but I think if the Islanders could just bury 1 or 2 on Anderson and just have and just let them shoot from the outside, the Hurricanes, there's no way the Canes can win the series.
I mean,
Like, Sorokin's just so good. Just like Ottinger, he's calm. He's calm in net. And the Islanders play like a very perimeter. Like outside, keep you on the outside, you can't shoot on the inside.
right.
That's why the Rangers had so much trouble in the regular season with them. We'll get to the Rangers soon. But they just have such a good defense, and they have such good speed coming up that ice. And I have Islanders in 7. I think everyone really counted them out after they lost that game 4, I believe. Yeah, game 4.
Yeah, Carolina was up 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
And now Islanders just kind of evened it, and now Islanders have just momentum going into this game. They're up 1-0 right now. Third period, 15 minutes left.
I wouldn't be comfortable with that 1-goal lead.
Yeah,
though.
you got to get a cushion. You got to get a cushion there. But Islanders in 7, that's my prediction. And now we head on to the last round 1 series, the Rangers versus the Devils. This series has been up, down, especially for us. We're
mostly down.
mostly down. If you didn't catch on to it, me and Russ are Rangers fans. And it's not a good look.
But
Especially now.
hey, there's still a chance. Win
Still a
tomorrow, and then it's a whole new series. And it's just whoever wins the last one.
We'll win tonight.
Obvious,
We'll win
Captain
tonight.
Obvious.
And we all know what happens. But I'm going to just recap for anyone who's been living under a rock in the hockey world. Rangers were up 2-0 against the Devils, winning 2 in Prudential. Dominant 5-1 performances for the Rangers, and they collapsed in MSG. 2 losses in a row, 1 in overtime, 2-1. Dougie Hamilton scored it, and then 3-1 with an empty netter that I went to.
That's right. So Dylan blames the whole thing on his mom. So any Ranger fans out there,
no,
it's Dylan's mom's fault.
Because
that the Rangers lost.
here's the thing. Me and my father, Russell, what's going on? We always go to Ranger games. And one day, my father couldn't bring me. I was like, okay, I'll just go with Mom. So my mother takes me. They lose. And I said, okay, well, you're probably banned from Ranger games. Until this. My father couldn't go again. And I was like, okay, well, Mom, I'm forewarning you. If you screw this up, you're never going to a Ranger game again. Guess who's not going to a Ranger game ever again? My mother.
You told her that last time, though.
No, I told her, no, because you physically couldn't take me.
You're right, I couldn't.
Yeah, so that's the whole story.
And what
man.
happens next year when I can't take you?
Then
You're just not going to go to the
I'm
game?
getting someone, man. I'm getting someone. I don't care, man. Getting someone with good luck.
All right.
But anyway, let's get back to the series. Losing 3 in a row. Rangers went back to Prudential and lost 4-0. And Akira Schmid got a shutout. It's been atrocious for the Rangers.
Yes.
I think it's panic time.
They haven't played well, but, hats off to the goalie. He's been tremendous.
Definitely.
The guy comes out of nowhere. He played in the USHL like last year.
Yeah.
Guy's been good, but the Rangers have made it easy for him. So we'll see.
The Rangers love to make backup goalies look like Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they do. They I don't know. They just the game 3 that they lost, they at least played decently.
They played decent.
It was a tight game. It was one of those overtimes. But then they just didn't show
Game
up.
4 was atrocious.
4 and 5 were not.
And
good.
I know on firsthand the Garden was silent. Like the noise meter that they played on the jumbotron and everything, like everyone was silent.
Yeah.
Because they just didn't get anything going. And when Tro scored that, the Garden was back on their feet, but then they couldn't keep a lead.
Well,
Or
they
they
didn't have
could
the lead.
they couldn't even keep a tie.
Right.
It was bad, and that's what you kind of need for playoff hockey. You need the fans to get engaged. You gotta get the other bench saying like, "Damn, this place is electric."
Right.
And here's the thing, in Prudential, it was like 30% Ranger fans. That's what I've heard, and in the Garden, it was less than 5% Devils.
Well, that's good.
Good. That just shows how bad it was.
Why was it bad?
Because if you have 5% Devils fans and 95% Rangers fans and no one's getting electric,
I see. Okay.
that's a problem.
All right, well.
Because it's obviously going to be quieter if it's 30%, whatever. Like,
They were feeling the nerves.
yeah, definitely. So, I just think they need to wake up. Especially tomorrow. We got to get someone. Oh, and here's another insane stat. You want to know what happened in 94?
What happened?
Eastern Conference Finals versus the Devils. Rangers go up 2-0. Lose 3 in a row. Mark Messier says we'll win the night. Gets a hat trick. Then Rangers go on winning Game 7.
All right, so there's hope.
Yo, Igor, yo, go to, like, the New York Post, man. Like, go to some news. They
don't need to win 3 in a row. They only need to win 2 in a row.
Yeah, but no. Because it's the same exact position that the Rangers were in 94.
Okay.
We'll win the night. Igor, go to somewhere. We'll win the night. I guarantee it works. No, it won't. That's a lie. But, it's just been, bad for the Rangers, to say the least. And the playoffs are just getting started, man. And there's a lot of chaos. There's going to be a lot. And that's what I love about the playoffs. And now, we head into some not playoff teams. Now, specifically, Blackhawks, Canadians, Blue Jackets, all of that. Who do you think is getting Bedard?
I mean, who's in contention? It's the Blue Jackets, the
Ducks.
Ducks.
Let me see.
I think it's Ducks, Blue Jackets, Blackhawks.
So, let me see. Blue Jackets, definitely.
Ducks,
Sharks are down there.
Forgot about the Sharks.
Sharks
I think Johnny Gaudreau had an overtime winner that took them out of position to be the top team to be able to get them.
Blackhawks. I mean, really, those teams. I can't really see Coyotes getting them, considering they have 70 points. Blackhawks have 59. And then Ducks are probably the front runner. Unless...
It goes by the bottom. So the last 3 is the Ducks, Blue Jackets, Blackhawks. Those are the 3 teams that have the best odds.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's the Sharks, Canadians, Coyotes. And then if you're the Flyers, Capitals, Red Wings, Blues, Canucks, like, you got to be really lucky to be
You're on
able
the
to
outside
get it.
looking in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Columbus has a great chance. I mean, Columbus, but I'd like to see him on the Canadians. Just get him out of the Metro. I don't want to see him there.
Yeah.
Especially as Rangers, I don't want to see him in the Metro.
We don't need McDavid Light playing against us.
Matter of fact, go to the Blackhawks. Get to the Western Conference, even better. I don't want to see him lighted up. I don't want to see him lighted up in the Metro. No, sir. I do not want to see that. I'm a Rangers fan, and I'll say it. I'm biased, and I'm saying this. I don't want to see Bedard in the Metro, because Bedard That man scares me. That man has Popeye forearms. And he will...
Carolina just scored. Breaking news.
Uh-oh. We got a game. And that's why we say we don't like the 1-goal lead. Who did it? Sebastian Aho?
Yep.
By the way, the one on the Hurricanes, not the Islanders.
Correct.
Is this a weird goal? I mean, weird one, yeah.
Hits off his body. Last time it hit his face, and the Islanders put it in.
Oh.
This time it hit his body.
No. He actually swatted it down with his hand and put it in with a stick. That's an impressive goal. 1-1, 10 minutes left in the Islanders-Carolina game. Carolina leads 3-2. Carolina wins tonight. They go to the second round against either the Devils or the Rangers. Now, who do we think's winning the Stanley Cup? And this is going to be predictions. And you got anyone out there that hears this, and we say someone that gets eliminated in the first round, you guys can clip it, do whatever you want, and you can
They're gonna clown us.
Yeah, you can clown us all you want.
El Ratio Bozo.
Please stop. I would love to see the Rangers win. Love it. And honestly, if my prediction's right and the Panthers go, and the Rangers go, because I know what. Oh, I forgot to do the Rangers here. Rangers in 7, because I'm biased. I think I have Rangers winning. So I think Toronto would go to the conference finals if my prediction's right, because they would play Florida. Then they would beat Florida, face the Rangers. I have Rangers in 7. Rangers going to the Stanley Cup final.
All right, and what about the West Coast?
Western Conference. Let me see here. Avalanche. No, I have them losing. This is gonna be a tough one. It's either the Kraken or the Golden Knights. I have those two in the conference final. I'm gonna say Kraken.
Wow.
Seattle in its second ever year going to the Stanley Cup final just to get eliminated by the Rangers. They're both going home, but one's going home with 35 pounds of silver in the plane, and one's going home with a participation trophy.
All right. Well, I hope you're right.
But I just don't like if the Bruins lose, I don't see the Rangers losing. And we're going by our predictions here, people. I know.
The Rangers have to get by the Devils first, but
yeah,
I got you. You think they're going to win.
Yeah.
And so the next up would be Carolina or the Islanders.
And I think Rangers can beat them both. If they play up to their ability, which they haven't been recently, oh my goodness. Also, has anyone seen the missing person, Mika Zibanejad and Artemi Panarin? They've just been invisible. They haven't done anything since the Sabres game.
No, they haven't. They haven't been good.
Especially in like the last 3 or 4 regular season games. And then now, when we need them most, they just disappear. Like, I don't get it, man. But we just gotta see what these Rangers do, because we all know this. We all know this. Look at the Rangers, and they strive when they are down in the series, especially from last year.
I think it's thrive.
Whatever, bro. Strive, thrive, potato,
Okay,
tomato,
right.
tomato.
Okay.
Shut up. And here's another thing. If the Rangers don't get by the Devils, I don't see Gerard Gallant behind that bench next year.
No? Who are you going to hire?
I really don't know. I really don't. But I don't think he's staying, because 2-0 blown leads in a row. If the Rangers lose this series,
There's not a lot of changes that are made from within the game or even from game to game. They're different types of coaches. There are coaches that are good X's and O's guys, and there
Yeah.
are coaches that relate well to the players, that know what the team needs. Obviously, he's a good coach. Everywhere he goes, he has good records.
Yeah.
But it's clear that he's missing something. And
Just
obviously,
can't get the job done.
obviously, everything goes out the window if the Rangers win the next two and move on to the next round.
Yeah, obviously, but like, that's what they need. And I hear Mika's back on the circle. But it didn't matter last game. They were still just so invisible. The whole team this time too, except Igor. It looked like Igor was the only one out there. And the second goal, for example, the Rangers had a power play. They bobbled the puck. They didn't shoot when they had the chance to. They didn't shoot when they had the chance to. Came down, and the Devils scored a shorthander.
Yep. That was a tough one.
Something has to change in that locker
That was the
room.
third goal, I think.
Oh,
I think
was
they
it?
were down 2-0.
Ah,
It could have
yeah,
made
yeah,
it
yeah.
2-1.
The third goal was atrocious.
Yes.
Actually, so bad.
First goal wasn't that great either. Tipped off
Yeah.
Fox's
Oh my God.
stick.
Like, I don't know. I really don't know what the Rangers can do. Here's the thing. And this is what we're both feeling right now. The Rangers could either pull the next two games out of a magic hat or sit down, take the beating from the Devils for one more game, their season's over.
I guess we'll see what it is tomorrow.
Really depends on if they go 100% or not. Because they know that they're on the brink of elimination.
Right.
And if they win, both the Devils and the Rangers have a knife to both of their throats. And that's the same thing for the Lightning and Maple Leafs. Bruins, Panthers. Everything can change if one team wins. And that's how playoff hockey works. And I'm going to say it. I think these series can go to, can go to 7. Hurricanes, Islanders, they're going to be down to the wire. They're either going to be 1-goal games or they're going to be in overtime.
Wouldn't that be a 1-goal game at the end of it?
Well, okay, you get what I'm trying to say, bro. Look at this smart Alec. Oh, my goodness. I should have you kicked off the show.
You should.
Oh, yeah. First ever episode, a guy gets kicked off the show already. Kicked off the premises. I'll have you. Don't worry about it.
El Riz.
Please stop. This doesn't even have anything to do with hockey right now. But the guy is 43 years old. No, actually, I'm being generous.
Yeah.
That's
add
45.
a couple more years.
45. And this guy is saying W Riz. I don't even know that. Wait, I can't speak today, man.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as
Get it together.
Once we get on the mic, I can't speak.
That's it.
But this guy doesn't even know what it means, and he's.
I do know W charisma.
Please stop.
I know what it means.
That's not what it means.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
You don't know what it means.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Can we please get back to the hockey topic?
Sure.
Do you have any concerns for any of the teams right now?
Nope. I'm just watching and waiting to see what happens.
Buddy's a big puck watcher. If you were a position, if you had to play a position in hockey, what would it be?
Center.
Why?
So that I didn't have to worry about the breakout passes on the walls.
Oh, so you don't get blown up?
That's right.
You just let the wingers get
That's right.
blown up. Yeah, all right. The guy will still get blown up. Like once the pass comes out to him in the center, deep defenseman steps, he gets blown up.
Yeah.
He's on the ground crying. I have a couple concerns for teams. Now, Wild, I have a concern for them. The Wild, where do I start with you guys?
Didn't we already talk about the Wild?
Just so many flaws in their game. And we didn't go into specifics in plays. Because, trust me, I've been watching highlights of this series. And, oh my, atrocious. Generating no offense. I really don't know how they won 2 games. Probably stolen by goaltending. And speaking of this series, Dallas Stars, have you heard of Robertson yet?
Yeah.
Really? Because I haven't heard Robinson's name in this.
Oh,
or
I see.
Robertson's name in this series.
I thought you meant, do I know who he is?
No, of course you know who he is. Bud's sick.
Okay.
But
no, but Sagan's doing everything he needs to do there.
Sagan is everywhere. Like, he's all over that ice. He's doing what he needs to do. Who's even the top scorer?
Robertson scored his 2nd goal in the last game.
Got it. So, not too, like, from what I'm hearing, not too many goal scorers in these playoffs. And the top 6 guys have not been great for any team, especially the Rangers. Tarasenko was doing well. Don't get me started on the Rangers. I have a ton of concerns about them.
Okay. I won't get you started on them.
Okay. Man, you're asking to get kicked off of this show. Man, Russell Rice. Can we title this episode, Russell Rice Gets Kicked Off the Show?
Sure.
Okay, sure. But Tarasenko was awesome in the first 2 games. 2 goals in 2 games.
They were all awesome.
No, actually no. Kidline has been awful.
No, I think they've been the best line the whole series.
In game 4, that was the best. That was the best they played.
I think Kakko has looked the best.
Kakko has been amazing. Lafreniere has 0 points right now. He needs to step it up. And then Keto has been invisible.
Yeah, I think they've played well. They've driven the offense, but they haven't really had too many opportunities or chances. I mean, but nobody has. They haven't really shot the puck.
And that goes into my next concern. Testing the goalie. If we don't test that goddamn goalie, Akira Schmid, you are one lucky man because you're facing a team that doesn't shoot, apparently.
Yeah.
And what did I say after the Devils scored the 3rd goal yesterday?
You said it was over.
No.
Is that when you took your Ranger jersey off and threw it on the ground and said you're not a fan anymore and you went to get your Seattle Kraken jersey?
I actually, first of all, I didn't have a Rangers jersey on. Second of all, I did put my Kraken jersey on and it was comfortable. Third of all, I said, shoot the fucking puck.
Okay. I also remember you saying you're no longer a fan. You renounced your fandom of the New York Rangers.
I really wanted to, man. I really was tempted.
You did.
I really was tempted, man. Like,
they just pull you back in. You can't get away from it.
Yeah, it's like, like the mafia, like, and how like you or like a gang, like if you leave, like you can't leave. Bro.
Right. That's
like
it.
that
You're a Ranger fan for life.
This is exactly it, bro.
Okay.
Like you can't get away from this team, even if you wanted to.
Okay.
Like you cannot. Like you want to jump ship? Nope. Bring you back in. It's really hard to do. You have to like buy your way out. Like you have to meet with like James Dolan. Like say I'm out, give him money. I guess that's why the Rangers are worth $2 billion when they've only won 4 cups in their existence. 1 cup since World War II. Like, I know that's I already have Devils fans breaking my balls at school, like on social media, everywhere. Like, everywhere. I have Devils fans like, aha, aha, you guys lost 3 games in a row. And I'm tired of hearing it, quite frankly. Like, something needs to change in that locker room. Maybe someone needs to throw a helmet at a wall again.
Maybe.
Maybe someone needs to say, we'll win tonight. Please. I beg. Tampa, your goaltending is awful this series. And it's been atrocious. Vasilevsky has not been good. He's let in weak shots, like that Riley shot in overtime. That should not have gone in.
Yeah, but his record in elimination games is insane, and they won yesterday.
Definitely. I mean, look at what he does after a loss. Like,
I think he's got like 95% save percentage.
in elimination games and after a loss, yeah. He saves everything. Apparently, he goes on demon time when he's just lost or is on the brink of elimination. And that brings me into my next topic. Who do you think has been the best and worst goalie of the playoffs so far?
I'm going to say the worst has been Vanacek. What's it?
Vitek, yeah.
Vitek Vanacek. Yeah, he let up 5 goals in a row, 2 goals in a game.
10 goals in 2 games.
And then the best, believe it or not, I think statistically, Igor is the best.
Oh,
he
really?
saved the most shots above whatever that
he-
stat is. I don't know.
Sapron? No,
Not saving. He's shots above
average?
average, something like that. Like he saved more. Like they should have scored more, and he's stopped them.
Yeah, especially that one on, who was it, Tatar last night? Like, went into, like,
No,
butterfly stretched out windmill.
Thomas Tatar's on the Devils.
You didn't know that?
I didn't even realize.
This guy is NHL illiterate.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
You're the guy who invited me on the pod.
Buddy, I had no one else to do it.
All right, I got you. Fair enough.
Fair enough. Touche. But I don't know who it was on, but he made like a robbery save. And I think best has been Ottinger.
Yeah.
He's been
Can't argue with that.
He's been amazing. Second best has been Schmidt.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to say it, we make him look like Jesus Christ. Like, came back to life.
Dominic Hasek.
He's walking across the Hudson River right now.
Yeah.
Whether you believe it or not, he is walking across that to get back to New Jersey. And the worst, Vanacek's a very high contender.
Yeah, he's really the only contender.
No, I mean, Hellebuck has played awful. Or Hellebuck played awful in past tense. They already lost.
Right.
I'm sorry, Jets fans. I'm really sorry. We're just clowning your team without regard. So how many Canadian teams are left? 1?
Toronto, Edmonton.
Toronto and Edmonton. So 2. People really want Canada to win. Like, really want. They haven't won a cup since 93. And at this point, I don't really know what they can do. I think next Canadian team to win a cup, Oilers. It's either the Oilers or Toronto because they both have star power. Oilers have the best 2 guys in the NHL, arguably. Just weird situation to be in for Canadian teams. Haven't won a cup since 93. Oh, is that 30 years ago? Yeah, 30 years ago this year. It's just been bad. Canadians were the last team to win a Stanley Cup in Canada. And then from there, it's been a downward spiral. Yeah, at one point, Toronto blew a 4-1 lead in Game 7 only in the third period. Oilers didn't make the playoffs for a hot minute. they were awful in the early 2010s. That's why they got Nugent Hopkins, Hall, McDavid.
Pulley-Harvey.
What a guy. Yo, Pulley-Harvey, best pick of the century, man. Actually, no, I lied. Because you know who else they took? Nail Yakupov, baby.
Didn't they take Ryan Strome pretty high, too?
I thought the Ducks took Strome.
No, I think Strome was on the Oilers. They traded him to the Rangers for Ryan Spooner.
That's an awful trade.
Well, it turned out good for the Rangers. Islanders and Hurricanes going to overtime.
Overtime hockey.
I'm going to go Aho in the Bucci Challenge. Shout out to me for picking Tkachuk the other night correctly, but I didn't get picked.
Nice. I mean, didn't we get one right?
Yeah,
in 2020?
You got one right.
I got one right. I think it was Point.
Yeah.
Never got my hat, man. Sadly,
Well,
we didn't get picked.
You didn't pick us.
We didn't get picked.
You were just under the assumption that if you just picked the right
yeah,
guy, you automatically
I was
win.
10, bro.
Right.
I was.
Relax yourself.
Bro really told me to relax myself, and he's on my podcast.
Relaxy taxi.
Please stop. Please. You're saying W Riz at one point. You're saying relaxy taxi the next. You're smoking on something, man. Yeah. Whatever you are, man. I want it.
All right.
But that's probably going to do it for the first ever episode of Press Y. I really hoped everyone enjoyed this hockey podcast. This hockey podcast is just to make people laugh, to fool around, and to talk about hockey. This is Dylan.
I'm Russell.
And goodbye.